It was very realistic. It simulated a real baby. It was like having a baby in the house, so.
I didn't think it would be this realistic.
It made you feel like you were a real parent and gave you a realistic view of how it would be if you were a real parent.
RealCare2 is the most realistic infant simulator available. And most importantly, it's making an impact on students. In the next few minutes, you'll get the chance to familiarize yourself with baby's basic operation. This video follows the same sequence as your operating handbook. Please follow along and take notes if you like. RealCare2 comes with everything you need to conduct a realistic parenting experience for your students. First, you have baby. Notice that baby's head tilts back and moves from side to side if not supported, just like a real infant's. The accessories your students need to care for baby include a student care card, 2 diapers, one with a yellow patch and one with a green patch, a bottle or breastfeeding device, a tamper-proof wristband, and an ID. The IDs are what your students use to identify themselves to baby. Each student wears an ID that you program specifically for their baby. When baby needs care, it chimes when it recognizes the student's ID. The remaining items are for you, the instructor. A control unit, an instructor keyring containing 2 battery cover keys, and a program manual which contains your operating handbook. Now let's look more closely at baby. This is the area that senses when baby's diapers are attached properly. These are the areas where baby most easily recognizes the control unit and IDs. This contact point can be used to program RealCare2 with the original RealCare control unit, or if you're more comfortable, you can touch your RealCare2 control unit to the baby. However, when using the RealCare2 control unit, touching the contact point is not necessary because it uses wireless communication. Baby comes with an emergency start-stop switch. The tip of a pencil can be pressed into this opening to stop the program if necessary. See your operating handbook for specific details. Use the battery cover key to open baby's battery cover and install the 4C batteries. Please review the instructions for battery use in the handbook. Only the teacher should change batteries. Now let's look at the control unit. Use a Phillips screwdriver to open the back cover and install the 4 AA batteries. The control unit has a contact point that is used only to program the original RealCare baby. The contact point does not need to be used with RealCare2, which uses touchless communication. See your operating handbook for details. The buttons on the control unit each have specific functions. The green power button turns the control unit on and off. The red button displays a help screen. The arrows move you up, down, left, and right. You use these arrows to navigate through the menu screens. The left arrow also returns you to the previous screen, and the right arrow accepts changes and advances you to the next screen if further options exist. The screens are easy to navigate.
I am not a computer literate person, and just reading the directions I could figure it out. Once you program the babies, it was a breeze.
To begin programming, turn on the control unit. The main menu will appear on the LCD screen. The first time you use the control unit, you must set the clock. Use the arrow keys to scroll to control unit. Touch the right arrow key, then touch the right arrow key again when Set Clock appears. Use the arrow keys to set today's time and date. Remember, you can pause this video at any time. There are a few setup actions you must perform the first time you use the control unit on each new baby. To prepare baby for use, you must configure baby, assign it a name, and enter information about the specific baby. First, scroll to the main menu and select Baby Utilities. Press the right arrow key, select Configure, and press the right arrow key again. Point the control unit toward baby within a few inches. Baby will chime, and the control unit will identify baby and tell you when baby has been found. If you would like to give baby another name, push the right arrow. Then, using the arrow keys, select a name for baby. When you have completed the name, touch the right arrow twice to accept the new name. The screen now says Searching. Point the control unit at baby until baby chimes, and the control unit says Baby Found. You will notice that baby has been pre-programmed with the correct ethnicity and gender. Check to make sure that it's accurate. If a change is needed, use the down arrow, then the right arrow to select Ethnicity Gender. Select the profile you want for this baby using the arrow keys. When you have finished, touch the right arrow twice. Finally, assign 1 or 2 student IDs to baby. Scroll down to the first ID line and press the right arrow. The screen will say, Bring new ID in range. Bring the control unit near the ID. The screen asks if you want to change the ID. Touch the right arrow to accept. When the screen begins searching for baby, bring the control unit near baby. When the screen says Baby Found, you have now successfully assigned the ID to baby. You can add a second ID now for a babysitter if you would like. We'll talk more about that later. Back up to the main menu again, and we will prepare baby for a parenting simulation. 4 easy steps complete this process. First, use the arrow keys to select Prepare, and then press the right arrow key. Press the right arrow key again when Start and Stop Time are highlighted. Use the up and down arrows to set the start and stop times for the simulation. RealCare2 allows you to prepare baby anytime you wish, even days before the simulation will begin. Step 2 is to choose between easy, medium, and hard care levels. Press the right arrow and scroll to choose the setting you think best fits the student. Press the right arrow again.
There are certain students, due to extenuating circumstances, I do not want to have a hard setting because of personal family life or learning disabilities.
The next step in preparing baby is to select quiet times. These are time frames when baby will not need attention. Highlight quiet times and press the right arrow. Press the right arrow again and use the up and down arrow buttons to set the start time and duration. Then press the right arrow again to accept. You can schedule up to 3 quiet times during a simulation. The final step is to transfer the data to baby. Highlight Start Data Transfer and press the right arrow key. The screen confirms your programming choices. Point the control unit towards baby until baby chimes, and the control unit says Baby Found. Congratulations! Baby is now ready for a parenting simulation. Your program manual includes materials that you may wish to use to help explain RealCare2 to your students. Included on the tape you're watching is a second video which will give students an overview of what to expect. You have the option to end a simulation early. From the Finish menu, highlight End Simulation and press the right arrow. Then point the control unit at baby until baby chimes, and the control unit screen says Baby Found. When the parenting simulation is completed, you may retrieve the data at your convenience. From the main menu, select Finish. Press the right arrow key, then highlight Get Data. Use the right arrow again and point the control unit towards baby until baby chimes, and the control unit screen shows Baby Found. The screen will confirm that the data has been retrieved. Whenever you wish, you can analyze the data from a parenting simulation. From the Finish menu, select View Report and press the right arrow button. The control unit will save the last 30 reports, even if you need to change the batteries. Use the up and down arrows to choose the report you want, then the right arrow to display that report. The screen displays the percentage of proper care, the number of times that missed care occurred, and the number of times that baby was mishandled. It also displays the duration of the simulation in days, hours, and minutes. You can retrieve more information on each of these categories by selecting the right arrow. The first menu under Proper Care shows the number of times each caregiver used their ID. The next screen shows successful and total responses to each of baby's needs. You can also view the specific times the parent missed care for more than 2 minutes. And finally, baby records the exact times it was mishandled, either by wrong position, rough handling, head support failure, or shaken baby. It's the next best thing to actually being there.
If there was a neglect, I could tell the student, look, it happened at 7:52 p.m. I really like that because it held the student accountable.
The final option in the Finish menu is Print Report. First, turn on the printer. Then return to the Finish menu on the control unit, select Print Report, and press the right arrow. Highlight the baby report you want to print and touch the right arrow. Position the control unit directly in front of the printer infrared window and touch the right arrow key again. Be careful not to move the control unit until the printer has completely finished printing. RealCare2 has a unique daycare option you may find useful. From the main menu, select Daycare. Touch the right arrow key and select Daycare On. Point the control unit towards baby. The screen will confirm that the daycare feature is on. When this feature is selected, baby requires no care until daycare is turned off with the control unit. You may choose to demonstrate baby's functions to your students before beginning a parenting simulation. From the main menu, select Baby Utilities. Touch the right arrow. Highlight Demonstration, and then touch the right arrow again. Use the up and down arrows to select the demonstration you want. You may select the Practice All mode to do a demonstration of each function, or you can select each individually. For example, to demonstrate feeding, highlight it on the menu, press the right arrow button, and point the control unit toward baby. Baby chimes, and the screen will confirm Baby found. Baby will then cry for feeding. Position the student ID near baby, listen for the chime, and feed baby until it stops crying. If you want to stop the demonstration before it's finished, use Stop Demo on the demonstration menu. Touch the right arrow, point the control unit toward baby, wait for the chime, and confirm that baby is found. You can demonstrate as many features as you wish. If you program baby well in advance of the parenting simulation, you may wish to do a quick check of baby before you release it to the student. Starting at the main menu, select Baby Utilities. Press the right arrow and highlight Readiness Check. Touch the right arrow, point the control unit towards baby. Baby will chime, and the control unit screen will confirm that the simulation is ready. It will also show you your programming setup and the battery condition. Refer to your operating handbook for specific information on battery voltage. Your operating handbook also contains much more information. Be sure to study it carefully. You now have the basic information you need to get your students started on a realistic parenting experience.
Actually having to do it yourself is the thing that makes all the difference.
As the instructor and using the RealCare Baby, this program provides instructors with the ability to help their students make better decisions and impact their lives in the future.
When your students decide the time is right to become parents, we hope that RealCare2 will have provided valuable practice and experience.